Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The stakes have been raised here in the wildcard round as it's time to win or get an early start on the offseason. It's the Texans going up against the Patriots. So with kickoff approaching, let's send it over to our commentators here this afternoon, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason with an AFC wildcard matchup between the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. They'll come out in the pistol. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
It should go without saying that anytime you run the football well and gain a nice chunk of yardage, that means the offensive line did their job and did it really well. But let's give them a little more credit than that. Because all week long, offensive line meetings, they're going over adjustments, counters, when line shifts, all those things that go along with it. And yet you still have to be physical, and that's what they did on the first play.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. A second down throw for Brissett. Over the middle, that's taken in by Gronkowski. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here.
Come on, let's go! What? Ohio! Flex round!
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And after the sack, he's still down on the field. On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. Back deep for the Texans is Tyler Ervin. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. And not great starting field position here for the offense. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Now Osweiler back into his end zone. Oh, he's got his man complete. He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 99 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. So how about that for a backbreaker? Again, 99 yards.
And how about the audacity of the play call? When you're backed up that close to your goal line, usually you're just trying to run some type of a wedge play, a quarterback sneak, a dive, anything to try and create some room and take care of the ball. but that's confidence in your offensive line that they'll protect the guy throwing it, and he finds his guy for 99 yards. I love what they just did.
And now out come the Patriots. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski. Complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Rob Gronkowski, he's the cowbell of this offense.
So good that you just can't call him a tight end. You call him a special receiver. Can often line up on the backside of a formation and be the primary target. And no one has more fun in this league than Gronk.
And again, he'll find Gronkowski complete. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And it's possible that today the most important group could be the linebackers.
Yeah, the second level, as we like to call them, right? Defensive front has to control things, but the linebackers, they do more than clean up. They help create big plays.
Let's go!
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out comes Houston. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Let's go!
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Now, check, Patriots!
Miller, the lone setback. Throwing, Osweiler, and he will find his man on the outside. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Now a carry for the 1994 Hall of Famer, Tony Dorsett, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it by behind a two tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the two tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter.
Can't find anyone, and down he goes. Osweiler sacked. Dante Hightower in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Osweiler on second down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Offensive starters here. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, a talented wide receiver.
And he's still looking for that ultimate recognition. He wants to be mentioned with the best receivers in the game. His numbers suggest that we should do so.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. From the gun, it's Osweiler. Finding time. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Really good, solid run right there. And they did it from a 4 wide receiver set. And if you're an offensive coordinator, they used to tell people, hey, we're going to throw the football. Now they use 4 receivers on the field to spread things out, give them more running lanes and more options. And also, it usually takes the bigger defenders off the field, makes the defense lighter and easier to run against.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And quickly, let's check out the New England defense.
Barkevius Kiki Mingo is one of those versatile outside linebackers who can rush the passers at defensive end, yet drop into coverage.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On second down, here's Osweiler. Right side, caught Fedorowicz. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They come out here in the eye. On second down, Osweiler. This will be caught at the 2. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal? They come up in an offset eye. To throw is Osweiler, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Man, a tough spot to drop that down here, 3rd and goal.
And so many times when you analyze a play like this, you talk about the people around him and maybe his focus was gone. Sometimes just simply him understanding how close he is to the end zone and a chance to score, and he tightens up and doesn't complete the play.
So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Garoppolo on first down. He completes it to Jordan Nelson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On second down, here's Garoppolo. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Oh, and the defender took some liberties there with a late hit, roughing the passer.
The league has done a great job of defining what is a late hit and illegal contact on a quarterback. The defenders really have to get in line.
And now a first down following that long gain. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And Gronkowski's got it. Complete over the middle. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Finds a tight end in the middle of the field. Just a simple stick route. Decent gain. Doesn't get you a whole lot, but it's pretty reliable, isn't it?
And tough to defend. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Throwing now is Garoppolo. The 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense. Finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He's got it complete to Braxton Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Braxton Miller, 73 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. No gain, and it's 2nd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. And if they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Garoppolo now. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. Garoppolo to throw on second down. Going underneath to Blunt. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. And he's got an open man. It's Gronkowski. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Second down, 8. They slot Gronkowski outright. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
Let's go!
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and that'll bring up second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down.
Here we go now.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Gronkowski now for the Pats field goal try. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that'll make this an 8-point game. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
Let's go. Boo, Landy. Boo, Landy.
They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. Miller on the catch over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Houston first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, Osweiler. He sets to fire deep. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks. Say, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot it.
Can't find anyone, and down he goes. Osweiler sacked. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We're into Foxborough. On first down, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They go play fake to Blunt. Now Garoppolo. Caught by Nelson left side. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. A nice gain of 21 yards. And they're going to speed things up here. Garoppolo now. Pryor has it complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. There's Garoppolo on first and 10. Over the middle, that's taken in by Gronkowski. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Garoppolo on first down. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They come out with one back, and he is in. Touchdown, New England. Jimmy Garoppolo as the first half is winding down, and the Patriots move back within a couple of the lead.
Yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the first half, but you got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here rather than
right?
down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, little time left on the clock here in the second quarter. We'll see how this all plays out.
Here we go now. Green. No. Check. Patriots.
He's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's a 25-26-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we're at halftime of this AFC Wildcard matchup as we'll send you down the coast to Orlando. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably...
That's caught inside the 20. A big hook up there. Osweiler to Hopkins. 56 yards.
It's bad enough watching all the highlight reels, watching guys in warm-ups, going up and making these incredible one-handed acrobatic catches. But when it happens right in front of you, when you're defending him, that just makes your day that much longer, and you just wonder, how are we ever going to cover these guys?
They'll run it with Tony D. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's Proschnow, the fullback. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Brandon, you know how we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan? That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
Now the Hall of Famer Dorsett. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. Tony Dorsett taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Texans have taken the lead. And it's up and good. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The new acquisition, Martellus Bennett, the intended target. And now it's second down. to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure. We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Throwing, Osweiler, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. So the Patriots coming out now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Here we go. Green. All right, now, look at 56.
And it goes in motion here in the backfield. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Snap count through the defense off. 5-yard penalty. Second and 5. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go!
On second down, here's Garoppolo. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They go play action here on first down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
Garoppolo to try again on second down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
To throw is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Terrell Pryor that time, and it's fourth down.
But that was pretty nice to watch if you like a defense's perspective because they understood where the first down line was as much as the offensive guys did. Did not give up any more ground, and when the ball was thrown, reacted really well and swatted it away. One of the advantages of zone defense, you never take your eyes off the quarterback, and when he reacts, you do exactly the same and go get the ball.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And they'll run it here. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And to the left side, Fedorowicz has it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And let's discuss Osweiler a little bit further. Obviously, an interesting journey for him to get here to Houston.
Groomed in Denver and actually got to play some before he ended up making his departure to Houston. But after the Broncos won the Super Bowl, I think he was in search of his own team and his own destiny as maybe a Super Bowl quarterback. They gave him a great opportunity, and he took advantage of it and headed to be a Texan.
So it'll be first down here after the run. So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. Setting up the screen for Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 30 yards. And the Texans will add on to their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Now let's go.
Garoppolo on first down. Caught by Nelson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it'll give the Patriots a first down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Pryor has it complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down. Gronkowski, slot left.
Hurry up, here we go. Boom, land it.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Wide open, Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski. There he goes. A big play there for New England. 45 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. And this one's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. This is caught. Gronkowski. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo into a double team, and it's intercepted. Williams loses the football, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Play action. It's Osweiler. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
An extra corner on the field for New England here on 3rd down.
Another DB. They'll try to